On line 8, we have Kelly, who's having her boyfriend's blaming her for some things that he did to himself, I think.
Kelly?
Hi.
How old are you, Kelly?
I'm 22.
Fill me in. What's going on?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, my ex-boyfriend, I guess you'd call it now, was caught for dealing drugs. And we'd been together, I guess, about 5 years, and, you know, he's done this off and on for the whole time we've been together. And he's done a lot of things to me, like he's had my car stolen twice. And
why?
Well, his reasoning for it was just that, you know, that was his way of, I guess, showing me that he loved me, that, you know,
wonderful.
He was hurt. Well, he was hurt, and that, you know, he...
How wonderful.
Yeah. He didn't know how to express his anger in any other way.
This is very primitive.
Yeah.
So you've been with him since you were 17 years old.
Right.
Why?
I really don't know. I mean, that's part of my, you know, my question too. My problem is, I don't know. I mean, I know that I love him, and, you know, he was my first love and all that, but he is blaming me for turning him in.
Did you turn him in?
No, I didn't.
So why is he blaming you for turning him in?
I really don't know. I think he really doesn't have anybody to blame, so he's kind of pointing the finger at me. We had broken up about 3 days before he got caught, and, you know, I guess his sister went to jail too, and you know, I was friends with his sister, and, you know, she says that everybody's blaming me. You know, they're all saying, well, you know, he said that you did it, and so we believe that you did it.
How pathetic, huh?
Yeah, really.
You have an extraordinarily immature boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who is sociopathic, who makes up stories, and when the heat's on, he steals and acts out, or he gets paranoid and projects onto you.
Right.
Whatever you want to call it, I don't call it love. Maybe it's time, after all these years, to find out what you're like out of his presence and out of his influence. I think the time's come to let go of him. And don't make a big deal out of it.
Well, I mean, I'm having a real hard time.
Of course.
Getting over him.
Of course, because he's your first boyfriend. You were there for 5 years. But you've got to let go. This is absolutely no good for you.
Well, also, I mean, I'm kind of living in fear. I mean, he's
what does he threaten to do?
Well, he hasn't really said, I'll have you killed or anything like that, but he's got some kind of crooked friends that I'm sure would have no problem knocking me off, or, you know, whatever. But
well, the point is, you tell him, look, I didn't do this to you. I never would do this to you, but I'm going to tell you what I am going to do to you if this doesn't stop. I'm going to go to the police and say that you've threatened me with my life. So it stops, and it stops now. Period. Because, you know, you've done a lot of crazy things before. I just can't be around it anyhow. You've convinced your sister that I'm the bad guy. I'm not. So it stops now, or you're going to complicate this with an attempted murder rap.
Yeah, see, I understand all that, but I mean...
But you have to... He'll back down if you show an edge. The point is, you've been in the head of a 17-year-old girl whose first boyfriend has had all this control over you. Now you have to be your own person. You have to take over your own life. You have to be a woman. And you have to defend yourself.
Well, I'm just kind of, scared. I mean, I quit my job, and
Why?
I attempted to move out of... Well, just because, you know, there was not only him calling and threatening me, I had other people calling, and...
Well, you know, what you do is you say to him, this is going to stop, or I'm going to the police with this. And I would never do anything to you, but you're threatening to do something to me, so I will retaliate, and so it stops now. Tell him that. He's got to hear that.
Right.
All he's doing is trying to coerce you into going back with him. Do you want to go back?
Honestly, I still love him. I don't know that...
He's bad for you.
I know. See, I've, everybody tells me that. And,
well, come
my
on.
friends and my family, and my family
Why don't you
has
listen?
disowned me for talking to him because they know that he's still in my car.
I know. It's time for you to get your life together. I mean, when you don't have anything that means enough to you to quit your job out of fear. I mean, really, come on. You're 22. You should already be feeling some sense of who you are. And what you've done is this dependent relationship has only set you up to be a victim. It hasn't allowed you to grow. You need time to grow now. You're behind. Right?
Right.
Okay. So it's for you you're doing all this.
Well, I think, I know in my heart that I need to get over this, and I need to get over him, and...
Decide. That's what you have to do. You have to decide. The moment you decide, you can let go, but you've never decided to let go. You've been toying with it for years, though, right?
Right.
It's time.
I don't know, what's going on with... he's out of jail now. He got out on bail.
Okay.
And I heard from him a couple times after, and, he just kept saying, why'd you do it, why'd you do it? And I told him, that I had nothing to do with it, and I guess, he's telling everybody that, I had something to do with it, and everyone's saying, oh, my God,
okay,
you should be hiding out and this and that, and
okay,
I'm scared.
You're just repeating yourself. So this is what you say. You say, look, you keep it up, and I will do something about it. I'm not doing anything about it. I have not done anything about it. But if I did do something about it, I could put you away for years. I'm not doing that, so stop threatening me, or I will do that. The person who's out to damage you always reveals how you can damage them back. And the moment you say that, you have to put down exactly what your thoughts and feelings are and put them on a tape recording and give them to someone and say, I've put down all this information and I put it in a locked place, and if anything happens to me, all of this is going to be known to the police. So you just leave me alone.
Okay, do you have any suggestions as to, any 12-step groups or anything I could, I really can't afford...
For what?
Counseling. Just to get over this.
Well,
I know I need to get over him, but it's just...
You need a relationship survivor workshop, and if you stay on, we'll find something for you. And you might also just do well in a therapy program, too. But stay on, we'll get you a referral.